Greetings, YouTube! The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we are talking about the spell Fire Shield. 4th level spell. I'm giving this one a B-. There's one reason I'm giving it a B- and not a C+. It's not my favorite spell in the world, but it is a spell. Let's just put it that way. So it is a 4th level spell that is usable by wizards, Circle of the Wildfire druids, okay, the Fiend and the Genie warlocks, okay, Battlesmith, and Armorer artificers. So out of these classes, this probably is best used with the Armorer artificer or maybe the Battlesmith artificer, depending on how much melee combat. For all these other classes, it's kind of a, hey, don't touch me, get away from me kind of protection spell. So, it's a 4th level spell that takes one action. It has a range of stealth, vermal, somatic, and material component. It's a worthless material component, so that's, you have to have it, but that's okay. Lasts for 10 minutes, and it's not concentration. This is why I'm giving it a B-, because it's not concentration. So you can cast this spell in combat, and it has an additive effect on you that you don't have to worry about. Once you cast it, then you have to worry about it, and you don't have to worry about concentrating on it. It's evocation. So thin and wispy flames wreathe your body for the duration. Sheds light, so you're not turning in. I don't think you can turn invisible like this, but if you also do this before combat and you're trying to hide or to stealth, good luck. And then dim light for an additional 10 feet. You can end the spell early by using an action to dismiss it. So the flames provide you with a warm shield or a chill shield as you choose. The warm shield, which does fire damage, grants resistance to cold. And the chill shield, which does cold damage, grants you resistance to fire. So just to get that straight, the warm shield gives you resistance to cold. It also does fire damage. The chill shield, or the frost shield, or the ice shield, or the cold shield gives you resistance to fire and does cold damage. Okay, in addition, whenever a creature within 5 feet of you hits you with a melee attack, let's talk about that phrase. Melee attack. There are many different kinds of melee attacks. There are, and I know that it is melee. Got it, I'll say it the way I want. If something hits you with that kind of attack, if it's a spell, melee spell attack, or a melee weapon attack, it doesn't matter. They're both melee attacks. So it's going to trigger this no matter what. The shield erupts with flames, so it flashes, and the attacking creature takes either 2d8 fire damage if you've got the warm shield on, or 2d8 cold damage if you've got the chill shield on, the cold shield. So this is very similar to what it was in like 3.5 and 2nd edition and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. They didn't really change this very much. So if you're a wizard or a Circle of the Wildfire druid or the Fiend or the Genie warlock and you're not really getting into combat, this one's a protective measure for you to kind of say, don't come near me. If you do, you're gonna take a little bit of damage if you attack me. And they have to hit you. So that's another thing too. They have to hit you. So, and again, if you are going up against like a red dragon, then you might want to put the cold shield on because it gives you resistance to fire. And then the red dragon, which is immune to fire but not cold, is going to take cold damage if it comes to you. So that shield's going to protect you from the fire breath. Same thing with the white dragon. You put the warm shield on, it's going to protect you from the cold breath. So think along those lines. And the cold dragon is immune to cold, but the white dragon is immune to cold, but it's not immune to fire. So think along those lines. Now, for the Battlesmith and the Armorer artificers, those are more melee type characters who are going to be in the thick of things. This is again a protective measure that goes on top of them. That's just going to give them an extra added effect of taking less damage from cold or fire, doing extra damage to creatures that are going to hit them. Now, however, the Artificer Armorer is extremely hard to hit because they usually have a really, really high armor class. And, you've got things like Plate Mail, Shield, Shield Spell, Cloaks of Protection, Rings of Protection, lot of really high. I got a player in my one of my games who plays an Armor Artificer who can get up to a 30 armor class when they cast Shield. So that you got to hit to do the damage, and it's really not going to do damage. But the resistance is really nice, especially if the resistance is paired with something that's going to give you a bonus to your saving throw. So that way, you're going to take half damage from the saving throw if you succeed, and then you'll take half damage after the resistance. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.